Hour Coffee and Conversation. My name is Karen. I'm one of your capital recovery coaches.
My name is Michael, one of your capital recovery coaches.
And once again, my name is Craig. I'm also a recovery coach.
So Ro is going to be out this Wednesday for the last Wednesday of this month. It's going to be at Brown's Deli and Pizza on 761 Landis Avenue in Rosenhain.
Rosenhain, New Jersey.
No. And then Ro will also be out on Monday. I'm not sure. Do you know what for the police station?
No.
Check us out on Facebook.
Yeah, check us out. I really know. Welcome everyone. All right. While we getting this sit down. All right. So how have everybody been so far? You've been all right going through. We've been going through sober holiday tips the last few weeks. And this was provided by a website called mylifeinrecovery.com. Great website. Go over today at the website and check out some of the things that they have on it. These are holiday tips we've been going through last few weeks, right? Last few lessons.
Yeah.
So we know that it's going to be, this is our last time being able to give you some information in regards to the holidays. So we're going to conclude with this, our sober holiday tips. For this week. And also look at Capital Recovery Center page for our Spotlight Recovery. If you would like to be a person featured in our coming months, fill out the, click on the link on our Capital Recovery Spotlight Recovery person. And we could possibly spotlight you sometime in 22. Yeah, I'm a rapper. What we got here, Mr. Ding? We got Weber. Go to Weber Day. Oh, that's big bucks. But we got so we're going to start off with sober holiday tip number 23.
23 it is. Okay.
23, that's my mom's birthday.
23rd.
December 23rd. So sober holiday tip 23, it says stay sober at the party. Curb resentment. That's not right.
No.
Y'all did that last week?
I did that. I ain't changed it. Look, it's up there. Go to the one next to all the way up top. Up there. Where the screen yard is at up top. See it up there. Up, right there. See it's 23. What 23 is? Trying not to stress. You see that? Right? What you say?
Oh, that's 26. That's 26. Try not to stress about holiday gifts and expenses.
But 23 that was wrong then, right?
All right, we can fix
But what yours say? Stay sober?
On 23rd, they say stay sober at the party, curb resentment.
Yeah, okay. Stay sober at the party. That's we'll fix it. We're on 23. It says curb resentment. It says you're almost sure to run into someone who will say, "Do you mind if I have a drink?" Your automatic answer will most likely be, "No, I don't mind." The truth is, you probably do resent it. You're as good as the other guy. If he can drink, why can't you? If you feel resentment building, make your excuses and find your sober buddy. Slip out to a meeting or call or text your sponsor or recovery coach. Pull out your phone for a quick check-in with an online meeting or recovery forum, or head home and immerse yourself in the online meeting. So the sober tip number 23 is stay sober at the party. You have to curb your resentment. You have to curb your resentment, okay?
And I really, as you was reading, Mike, I was just thinking, for those who are really struggling with resentment, those are some really good tips. But those who have developed those cravings and how to avoid them and how to handle or cope with them.
Yeah.
I think we can remove ourselves from the immediate environment and still be fun.
And it don't feel less of don't feel like you're less of a person because you did that. It's okay to remove yourself and curb your and being resented about protecting your sobriety. You're protecting your sobriety. So in order for you to stay sober at that party, you gotta understand. Don't feel ashamed if you have to leave. Take yourself away from the temptation. It's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. And sometimes we feel like, man, why I gotta do that? You know what I mean? But it's okay for you to feel that way. But you gotta understand. You gotta protect your sobriety. Let's do number 24.
Because we don't want to be feeling like no party pooper.
Yeah, but it's okay.
It's all right. All right. It's all right to, stand out.
Yeah.
Be different. All right. Sober holiday tips number 24. Stay sober at the party. Let me read that again. Stay sober at the party. Be ready to leave. If case may be,
You gotta go.
keep your car keys or taxi fare in your pocket. Should you suddenly feel overwhelmed by temptation, leave it immediately.
Get out of there.
Read that again. Should you suddenly feel overwhelmed by temptation, leave immediately. Do not try to test yourself.
That's very important.
That's so very important. Sometimes, a lot of times when we are early in our recovery and when we just come out of treatment, we went to treatment for how long it may be and continuing care, and we may say, I can handle it this time. Just one. Just one turn into two. Two turn into three. And then the repeated cycle will begin if you don't be ready to leave at a party at the drop of a dime. Because a lot of times people gonna ask you, if you want one of these, man, you don't know what you're missing. But what you're missing is the old behaviors that you used to frequently visit. And there's a lot of consequences with it. That's what I'm really adding up to, because a lot of consequences come from bad choices. And one of the bad choices is to indulge in substance uses, which we know when we do it every time, we get bad results. And for me, I like to say I get the bad end of the stick all the time.
Every time I turn around.
When I say I get the bad end of the stick, I mean I get the bad end of the stick. Some people, they can do what they do and their life go on as pleasantry. But me, myself, I find myself very stuck in situations that I regret in the long run.
And when it talks about be ready to leave, do not try to test yourself. I remember early, like he mentioned, early in my recovery, I would often go. I'm from Atlantic City. I would often go back to Atlantic City, and I would just want to go to show people how well I was doing. I was clean, and I wanted them to see. But before it got dark, I was using the same drugs that I was trying to stay away from, because I didn't understand that there was no need for me to try to test myself and see how long can I be around that environment of them using and I don't use. I used to test myself. I failed miserably. But after this time, when I got my sobriety in August 2009, I totally threw that part of my relapse prevention plan away. I no longer said, I'm going to go to this area and see how strong I am. I'm going to test myself. I said, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that no more. And I still don't do that. I still don't go into an area, a certain situation and test myself. That's why I don't like to get in other individuals' cars that I don't know is not going in my direction in regards to living, because I don't want to have to put myself in a situation and now I got to test myself and see, can I refrain from doing what they're doing so I stay out of other people's cars. Sober holiday tip number 25. It looks like this. Stay sober at the party. Take inventory the next day. The day after you go to an event with alcohol, you may well fall into self-pity mode. Why can't I have fun like those other people? Don't let those feelings and ideas simmer. They can push you right off the edge into a relapse, right over the edge into a relapse. Plug right back into your recovery program. Call or text your sponsor. Double up more meetings. Reach out to your spiritual advisors and read recovery literature. Be honest about any feelings that arose from being around drinking and using drugs. Take inventory the next day. It's always very important to take inventory. If you don't take inventory on anything, take inventory on yourself. Am I comfortable in this surrounding? Can I be around that particular person? I do inventory on my own self where I don't need too many people to tell me I shouldn't do this. I already did the inventory on my own self, and I say when I was in that situation, I felt uneasy, or I felt like I was about to go do something I shouldn't do. So you have to do that too. Take inventory the next day. After you go to an event, and they might be drinking or drugging, and prayerfully you're not in those environments repeatedly. But during the holidays, it's very typical to be around a lot of individuals who are drinking and doing other things during the course of these holidays. So the next day, find out, how are you feeling? Are you okay? Are you starting to have some cravings today due to that? Did it trigger something back to your remembrance? Did something trigger in your mind that made you remember some old times? So those things can only be dealt with if you take the inventory the next day after you have been to this Christmas party. You went to the Thanksgiving party. Now you got New Year's coming up. You know what I mean? So say you went to 3 Thanksgiving party. Now you had Christmas coming up, and you was feeling some type of way at Thanksgiving. I don't suggest going to the party at the Christmas time if you was feeling like you wanted to almost think about using that Thanksgiving. Don't test yourself, like we just said, on Christmas and say, let me see if I can pull it off again. I would not recommend. You have to skip that part. Tell them FaceTime you from the party.
Like Mike said earlier, throw away that old treatment plan.
Throw that one away.
Get you another treatment
Y'all
plan.
get another one.
All right. Sober holiday tip number 26. Right. Try not to stress about holiday gifts and expenses. Don't put too much on you. Don't do it. Trust me.
Yeah, sure.
You know, because you'll find yourself in a state of depression. And so let me read the article and then we'll talk about it. Maybe we can get into it more. Try not to worry too much. They use the word too, T-O-O. That means extremely. Try not to worry too much about giving the right gifts or having enough money to buy gifts. For the people who matter, just your love and your sobriety will be enough. Really. Try not to get stressed out about spending lots of money on travel and other holiday expenses. Set a budget and stick to it. If you just get back on your feet from being employed for a long period of time, you just got a new job and that you're working on establishing yourself or re-establishing yourself, please do not, as the article said, do not get stressed out. If you don't have it, you know, people will understand because they're going to love you for who you are. And so it ain't all about, you know, how big of a gift you give. If you're able to give something, just be satisfied knowing that, you know, that you're able to give and that you're still working on you. You're still working on your development stage. And stress that to them. And people would accept, you know, that you are really, you know, getting yourself together and they see the results of all the efforts that you're making.
Yeah,
they're going to support you 100%.
You will always have somebody. Sometimes I have given out gifts that was created by my hands and got more excitement out of something I spent with my money. And I'm like, well, hold on. Why I get that type of response? It's like, because you took the time to make it. Like you didn't just buy it. So sometimes you can do things like that, especially when you're coming out of an old lifestyle and you haven't established a financial foundation. So don't get too stressed out over, I can't provide this, you know what I mean, for this person or that person. You can get stressed out, but don't allow it to. Just think the thought that matters. You know what I mean? You thought about them and you did your best. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost willing to be, if it's somebody you've been in a relationship for any period of time, they would know your heart anyway. So it really won't. If it's somebody new, then I can see them feeling some type of way. But if it's somebody you've been with any period of time, they will already know your heart. So most of the time, if you're coming out of an addictive lifestyle, their gift is you being sober. You can't give them no better gift than you remaining sober and you coming to these events and stuff, and you know that's a gift in itself. So don't underestimate that. Sober holiday tip 27, right?
Yeah.
27. Be ready to return to your old routine, your regular routine. Schedule time to decompress after travel. Try not to feel let down by a return to the normal old routine. Remember that you have another brand new year to have a wonderful, sober life. So you have to be ready to return for your regular routine. You know how you get a 3-day weekend, you just get into all this, and then Monday come. Okay. Back to the hustle. Don't have no 4-day weekend, and then Tuesday gonna be rough. So it's the same thing in our walk with our sobriety and our recovery. When you go to certain events, you got to remember, you got to be ready to return back to your regular routine. You know, sometimes I sit in my house. I have a very disciplined routine, but there are days where I sit in my house and I wake up and put on some sweats and watch movies. I won't touch none of my routine of devotion, studying, and all of that. I would just say today, you know, but I don't let it go too many days. And then I'm back right to my routine. Like, okay, that was enough little do nothing day. But you got to be ready to return back to your routine.
Don't allow boredom to set in.
Yeah, trigger.
Yeah, once boredom set in, a lot of triggers can develop. And so those of us that's in recovery, I found out that being active, being mobile, being available to continue the work process, working on ourselves, helping others, whether it be volunteering or just whatever you may do, just stay active. And hey, repetition is always good, and to keep you healthy, keep you motivated.
Yeah, because most of the I can't recall ever. I know for me, never. When I was actively using or drinking or whatever, me just sitting idle. Say I got drugs here. I'm gonna just sit here and get high. And then watch some TV. Like I never just sat there and got high. I probably got high. As soon as I got high, I was on the run. Went somewhere else, sat there for a minute, got high. I was on the run. So now that we're away from the substance, if we can't just sit there and get all bored. We wasn't like that when we was actively in the streets running. We always was doing something, what I mean? So when we come out of that lifestyle and you have to return to your old routine, you got to think, you got to be proactive, you have to be doing something. And you ain't got to be exhausting yourself, which you just don't got no energy to do nothing. But, I mean, you got to have a routine.
Pace yourself.
What we got?
Sober tip number 28. Stay in touch with your sober friends. Make sure your phone is filled with numbers of AA members and text or call them often.
Right. You got to have a Rolodex full of friends.
Yeah. And now that we have cell phone nowadays, I'm talking about the older generation of us who
dinosaurs.
Learn, dinosaurs. We ancient. So a lot of times we can't go to the phone book.
Yeah.
That's for the young people. Y'all probably don't remember the yellow pages.
Phone book. Yeah.
Phone book. But anyway, we have these mobile devices. So
reach out.
they're so ready available. Once we log into our phones, we're able to, feel any type of temptation, urges coming on. It's easy to come to one of these gadgets and just, reach out for AA meeting. Keep that in mind. Sober holiday tip number 29. Find a meeting. Okay, we have said it before, but it bears repeating because it works. Finding a meeting. If holiday gatherings with family or friends become drinking parties, head for the nearest meeting. No one will miss you.
Trust me.
And the social drinkers will understand. Many AA clubhouses even have round-the-clock meetings on holidays.
Yeah.
And for those who may be listening or watching, we have a link they gave us. It says mylifeandrecovery.com/meetings.
I'm going to put it in the comments.
And that is, I'll say it again, here's a link for those during the holiday season who may be looking for meetings such as AA or NA. It is mylifeandrecovery.com/meetings. And so we're here for you. We are recovery coaches, and we're here to empower you with some meaningful information, meaningful tips, and meaningful words. All right. Sober holiday tip number 30. Give thanks. Stop by a church, good one, or some quiet area like the beach. If you live by the shore, live down in Miami, hey, go by the beach, a lake or a park. Up here we go to parks. That's
Park up here.
That's available up here. And spend a few minutes thanking your higher power for your sobriety and your new way of life. Stop by church. No better place to be than giving thanks unto your higher power, mine is Jesus Christ, and just want to be thankful for all that He has brought us through. From all the way up to this point. We had a rough year during the pandemic.
But I still give thanks.
In the midst of it.
In the midst of it all, give thanks. The website is on the screen. If you would like to go to the screen and find a place to find some good meetings online. Well, we got tip number 31. Sober holiday tip 31. Which others happy holidays, even if you're a bit shy. Smile and wish those around you happy and healthy holidays. It will lift your own spirits and create a warm glow inside. So it's okay that no matter what different holidays individuals celebrate. If you don't celebrate holidays, that is your choice. But if you wish someone happy holidays, it actually transpires or it helps transfer the feeling you might be having inside. It lifts you up. It gives you a warm feeling to those who celebrate different holidays. You know what I mean? So everybody has their choice or right to celebrate or not celebrate. I'm not forcing you to celebrate anything. In my house, we celebrate it. But
and if you want to, send someone an emoji.
An emoji, man. Thumbs up. Smiley face with the mask.
Smiley face. All types of emojis. There's wonderful emojis. Yeah. You just don't know how far they go. They're very impressive to me.
Drop the emoji on.
Sending emojis on social media or just even to me. So I do it all sometime. And
don't send the
wrong one.
The love emoji to your coworkers.
Don't send the wrong one.
Don't put the love emoji in the group chat.
If you do, immediately say typo.
Don't put the love emoji in the coworker group chat. Well, you did that all. So listen to somebody.
One of
them. That was funny. Yeah. Hey, man, what is this emoji? I don't even know.
It's the wrong one.
So sober tip number 32. Reach out to newcomers. Take a newcomer to lunch or dinner, then to a meeting. This is good. If you're a newcomer, take a newer comer. If you can't afford lunch or dinner, how about just giving them coffee?
Oh, that's
Reach
good.
out to newcomers, man. It's always I always look for people in my spiritual development, somebody who has just started believing what I believe. Their excitement is different from somebody who has believed all for years. It's something about the newcomer. The newcomer has this enthusiasm or this excitement. And recovery is the same way. When a person first starts experiencing success from their old lifestyle, their excitement, their glow, and their enthusiasm is awesome. So try to reach out to newcomers, and you want to try to allow their enthusiasm to keep you fresh, to remember when you first started. So you reach out to them, take them to get some coffee.
Yeah, grab hold of some of that good energy that they got.
Yeah, they got it. Get that thing, man. That thing, you're on fire, man. Good stuff.
Sober holiday tip number 33. Remember your last drink. If the thought of a drink occurs, first think it through. Remember your last drink. Then call your sponsor or AA friend.
Remember how bad that thing was. Because normally it starts out, if for lack of a better word, good, but it always ends bad in our lives. So if you remember, think it through. Don't just think about when you started. Think about everything that happened after the fact. I remember one of the guys I used to listen to, his name was Delbert Boone, I believe. And he made a statement. He says, I actually can use drugs again. And I said, wow, why he said that? He said, it's not even a doubt. I can use drugs again. He said, I just don't like what happened after I used the drugs. He said, I don't want nothing. He said, I'll deal with the using part. I can do that. He says, but everything that happens after that, I don't want to go through that no more. So in order to avoid that, he avoid using drugs. So you got to remember your last drink or your last drug. When you remember the consequences and you think it through, you'll be like, nah, I don't want none of that no more.
Sober holiday tip number 34. Don't get hungry, angry, lonely, or tired.
Right.
Don't let those feelings creep up. No matter how long you've been sober, addiction is cunning, baffling, and powerful. Powerful. Again, constant watchfulness will help. Remember, this thing that we're dealing with in recovery, it is baffling. It is cunning. It is powerful. So be mindful. I always, keep a watch eye over myself. The environment that I entertain or people I encounter, whether it's on my social media page. If I befriend someone and I see all types of stuff that I think is unwelcoming, I immediately unfriend them. Not that I'm not friends with them, but that behavior I don't need to see, and I don't think others need to see as well. So,
nobody's supporting that crap. Ain't nobody got no time for that. Hey, number sober holiday tip 35. Be sure there's plenty of light on your life. Keep the lights bright at home. Try to get out when the sun is shining. Light a cherry fire in the fireplace. Winter, darkness, and drapeness can be psychologically depressing. I say that to Craig. I said that I gotta have lights on. Remember I said that? Yeah. I said, turn the lights on. They like, why you got open the windows? Let me share. I said, they said, why you gotta have lights? I said, man, my life was so dark. I need light. Turn lights on. I'll pay the bill. Listen, open the shade. I need light. Like I needed to see light. It was so dark that psychologically, I'm like, man, it's just like every time I will go do stuff, I will always look for the room to be dark. Can you turn the lights down? So now when I'm not living that lifestyle, I'm like, you gotta turn the lights on. So you gotta remember, you can psychologically get depressed with all that, stuff. Yeah.
It's like when the weather is like what we call great days, a lot of people get depressed.
Yeah.
Because
don't want to do nothing.
They don't want to do nothing. It's look gloomy outside.
Dragging.
Oh, that ain't a beautiful day.
That's real.
you know, but you got to see it for what it is.
Yeah.
The sun is not out today. Okay. It's a gray day or a cloudy day. Okay. But that don't mean that for your inside to be just as how you view the outside. Just cheer yourself up, encourage yourself, and say, you know what? Even though the sun is not out, I feel good today.
It's good.
Why I feel good? I have a great order.
You gotta have hope. You gotta keep hope. You know, keep that hope alive. You know, like Fred didn't have hope. Karen was gonna punish that, but I did. You gotta.
She popped up on him.
But you gotta have hope.
Yeah, keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. Sober tip number 36. Recite the Serenity Prayer often. Make sure you have copies of the Serenity Prayer in your pocket or your purse or on your phone. Paste it on the mirrors in your heart. Home. Pause for a moment and read it and repeat it. It's always good that you have that Serenity Prayer in your memory, actually. You should have it recited in your memory to think about it, because sometimes you can get very depressed.
And sober tip number 27. Go to a meeting. Yes, another one.
37 shit, yeah.
She said,
Oh yeah, 37. I
She said
was 27.
Yeah, that's all. Go to a meeting. That's where we will conclude. All of these tips, you can go to our YouTube page and you can watch all part 1, part 2, and part 3. I'll actually put the link from the YouTube in the comment section so you can go back and revisit them. And please share them with other individuals. It will be very beneficial to them as well.
well, for those who are watching this, we want to say happy holidays to everyone. Once again, stay sober. If you need help, please call the number that's rolling across the screen, and we are willing to help you all the way through the process. All right.
All right, guys.